The end of disability, immunity to HIV/AIDS, flawless memory, enhanced vision, superior physiological performance. These are some of the scenarios that could happen in the near future, all thanks to biotechnology. Hence, we are entering the next phase of human augmentation. And in today's episode of the Big Band Podcast, we discuss the big question: what is the future of human physical enhancement? So thanks for listening. I'm Jorge. I'm here with my co-host Adrian. And so this is going to be an interesting one.
Super soldiers.
You chose this topic. You chose this topic. So you showed me a video of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Yeah, Black Ops 3. Yeah, where it's like 3 minutes long, and it has to a certain degree like the future of not just soldiers but also human beings in general, augmented. So I mean the question really is we've always been augmented to a certain degree. We're already cyborgs. So why am I saying that? Because ever since we were been humans, we've been interested in being superhumans. Even in the beginning of the ages when we were making fire, we were using sticks. We were enhancing ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is nothing new. The what's new is how fast this is moving, and how the things that we'll be able to do if this goes through, if all these all these ideas go through, ends up happening. So, is using technology to better ourselves just a natural part of evolution?
Well, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of people who are going to be against it, and a lot of people who are going to be for it. But I think a lot of questions come up, and a lot of moral questions or moral dilemmas come up with it. I don't even know where to start.
Well, it's yeah, I mean it's a part of evolution. I think people are scared of it.
Some people are gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna be scary when people are going to want to cut off their arms
and do it for the hell of it.
I want robot arms. Okay, cut off my working arms just because I want an augment.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be like, oh, you're throwing away your real arms for robot arms.
I think it's yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be like fashion.
You think so?
Well, I mean, people are in terms of human nature, it's pure, and if you can get it, easily, at a low cost.
Yeah, well, maybe it's gonna be like
stupid people would do that.
Like, oh, look at him.
It's like earrings. It's like all this shit people put on themselves. I mean,
the bionic eye. He has
like tattoos and all this shit. I think it's gonna be. I mean, I think it has the. I mean, it depends because number one, I mean, you have, if you're talking about augmentation, you have embedded things where you can embed stuff on your like chips.
Yeah.
I mean, that's already happening. You can ingest the chip and that thing will, tell you or tell the doctor when you're about to have something happen to you. I mean, so that's not new, but imagine that being for, like a brain implant or something like that.
Or like they do in Call of Duty in the video, they have the eye implant.
The bionic eye.
Yeah, I can see everything.
Yeah, well, I was reading about this dude that he sees colors.
He what?
He listens in color.
He listens
and he can see like in different colors than us.
We'll
like in a cat and shit.
Yeah.
Like that.
Does he have a robot eye? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like the Predator.
Like yeah.
He can change like.
Well, like not thermal, but all that stuff. not thermal. I mean, he's not he's not capable of being a soldier yet, but you can see where it's going. I mean, like even they were saying that Google Glass could play a role, but I mean that's kind of like the beginning, like you were saying. I mean, what if people start implementing stuff like on themselves? I mean, and this is not new because there's the trend of biohacking, where you do it yourself. Like these people who, who open their arms and put some I don't know, like an RFID tag on themselves, that when you're getting close to home, the door opens automatically because it detects your RFID tag on your arm. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? But people are doing that. People are doing that. I mean, they're willing to open their arm up and insert themselves something in there, and just for the hell of it. I mean, I don't see any logic to that, but people would do it, and that's why I think it's really a part of evolution. I mean, people will go to great lengths to be better. Like even in sex. I mean, women have been augmenting themselves for ages, right? Bigger breasts, bigger asses, all this other stuff, cleaning their pussies, right? All this stuff is going on. It's the same, gonna do the same thing. But it's just in different, for different purposes, right?
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. And yes, it's not something that because some people don't. They acknowledge it, but they haven't really done their homework to see it, right? And I think that's where the big disconnect is. When like you and I, you can have a conversation about it. But I know if we go outside and we go to, to the university, 8% of the classroom will, get engaged. The other percent is going to be like, the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
I just want new shoes, man. Right? I just want a new iPhone and shit. Right? That's what we're gonna be saying, right? So what should we expect from the future of human ability?
There's a really good question. It's basically like the plot in Deus Ex, Human Revolution, is that there's two sides. There's the people who want to be augmented and the people who hate it. There's always like those two sides in anything that's sci-fi. But there's also the people who lose the arm and they get a robot arm in the game, and sometimes your body rejects it and you kind of become dependent on, I don't remember what it was, but you get dependent on something and you need to take that so your body won't reject it fully, and it creates a sort of a junkie.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the odds of that also happening? I'm pretty sure that was inspired by real life, that if you cut off your arm or you get a new arm, well, they were doing it through the skin and everything. It wasn't like the video you showed me that the guy is using like the skin receptors and stuff like that.
Like
they actually like implement it inside you. And but I think that's a possibility that you might need something so that your body won't reject the augmentation.
Well, there's a guy who like I was saying, this is crazy, but there's a guy who, and I read this last night, a guy who wants to cut off his head and get a bionic one. So basically, one that has bionic eyes, the hearing is better, all this stuff, right? That's extreme. That's extreme, and I think that's to your point. I think there's gonna be two sides to it. There's gonna be the people who are disabled, and they're the obvious people to have these types of things. But then there's the people who don't need anything, and they just fucking want it.
Like people who are addicted to plastic surgery.
Yeah.
They just
want to put shit on themselves.
Bigger breasts and bigger, bigger, or faceless.
Yeah.
Forever.
They feel that's becoming better, right?
Yeah.
And that's, that's just the bottom line. But I'm not really sure how these things, to at the physiological level, how they work. Like there's this lady who she was disabled, right? So she had like a spine surgery or something like that, and she can't walk, so she has to be on a wheelchair. And what they did was they installed this apparatus, kind of looks like Darth Vader thing, right in her stomach, and the thing is connected to something that connects to her to her nerves, and
in her legs,
and her back. So basically, if she doesn't have this thing activated, she's like crouched, right? So when she activates it, and she puts in like a command, she'll straighten up. It's like automatically, like bam. You're like, what the hell?
Can she walk with
She
it?
does, yeah. And then she does the other command, and her legs straighten out, and she stands up, and she starts walking. It's like really crazy.
But she walks with the commands, or
no, she walks by herself.
Oh,
but
okay.
what the thing is doing is basically sending commands to her nerves to strengthen, and bam, because her nerves no longer work if that thing doesn't work on her. That's crazy. But that's
actually the nerves do work. There's just no connection.
But there's no connection to the brain.
Yeah.
There's no connection to the brain. So
and
that's insane because it looks like what the hell, right?
It's amazing too.
It's great. It's awesome. But it looks like what the hell, right? If you don't understand that stuff, it's like what the hell just happened, right?
What kind of sorcery is this?
But see, can you see other people? People who don't need that shit, like for their dicks or whatever, right? You know what I mean? People are crazy in that way. They'll find a way to figure something out, right? And those things, I don't know exactly how it works, but it doesn't seem like she's having issues with the apparatus being connected to her body and stuff. Like she's not rejecting anything. She's never mentioned it. It's more of a. Obviously, where there's rejections is if you and I switch our arms. There's rejections there, but that thing, technology, I don't think there is.
Maybe if a doctor is listening to this, they can help us out with that. Why?
Yeah.
Why is there rejection? Is there a possibility to be rejection? Yeah, with
electronics.
Like hooked up directly to the nerve.
Hooked up directly to the nerve, and to the brain.
To the brain, if it's possible or not.
Because what the other thing that's funny is that there's people that supposedly I don't know how it works, that thing works, but basically they're trying to enhance their brains, and basically they put like this I don't know what the hell it is, like something they put on their head. Supposedly it enhances their concentration efforts. It's ridiculous.
Does it work? Are these like some crazy
guys? It's like a hat, kind of like a hat with sensors, with like kind of like those things around it. And I know you can move things with your brain. That's already been done. That's part of this disability angle. But the way these people are using it to supposedly, and I think it's more like an effect, like a
placebo effect.
Like a placebo effect. They're just imagining it works, and you put it on. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. It's like those Livestrong things that supposedly make you feel stronger if you put them in your wrist. You know those fucking things?
No.
Oh my god. Well, I know because my father is addicted to those type of things. Like he's kind of like superstitious about them, like the quartz and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously it's not true, but it's ridiculous. But people believe in that. It makes them feel as though it's actually working, right? Whatever. But
there's a like a chart that says where the placebo effect works more. Like 40-something% of Americans say that the placebo effect works on them, and I think the biggest one was in the UK. It was like 70-something%. The placebo worked over there, and it's really interesting how in different parts of the world placebos work more or work less. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because if you can determine that, then you have a north as to who could potentially consume these things, be more willing to be augmented.
Yeah.
Just because of it. You might a lot. The first one I'm thinking is North Korea. Because those fuckers don't even exist in the world, but
yeah,
it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
A question I have is, right now there's the gun problem in the States, right? And even Obama just cried like a few days ago about something. So Uh, I think it's gonna be like kind of the same problem when, uh,
People are augmented.
yeah,
They're gonna
because
have new capabilities.
yeah, I mean you got this guy who probably does steroids and changes his arms, so he has metallic arms and he's like super strong and he's like, yeah, bro, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this guy, if he picks a fight, he's gonna kill someone with those arms. It's the same thing as having
It's
a
like
gun.
it's like X-Men. It's like mutants.
Yeah. So what would happen there? How can they regulate that?
Well, see, here's the thing. I think last week we were discussing the Internet of Things, right? I think what we're talking about today is even more interesting in terms of the Internet of Things because these things are going to be connected too, right? We already have the heart monitors. People with their heart monitors on, those are already connected to the internet. So one of the things that have you read this book called Future Crimes?
Future Crimes, no. But I
No.
saw Minority Report.
Okay, so the guy who wrote Future Crimes, he has a good TED Talk, and he kind of gives you an inside view of what to expect from these things. But basically, imagine a future where you can hack these things. Your brain, your arms, your superior arms, somebody can hack them, right? That's Warfare 5.0. Right now we're in Warfare 4.0 with the drones and cyber, the beginning of cyber warfare. But this is going to go way, way beyond because if you can hack somebody's capabilities, remember it's going to be like Tesla, where Tesla sends a software update to your car. It gives you more capability. It's the same thing with anything we put on ourselves. It's going to be the same fucking shit. It's going to be connected to the internet. And anybody going to be able to hack it. You're not going to be able to turn it off.
Why does it need to be connected to the internet?
That's the question we were asking ourselves the other day. You see what I mean?
I mean, people are if it's able to do it, people are gonna do it.
Yeah, people are gonna do
without thinking that, oh my god, I might be hacked and I might be choked with my own arm by someone else. But I don't think they're gonna think that. They're just gonna be like, yeah, I want the newest firmware update for my arms.
Well, think about it. Who's gonna be willing to put this shit to the test? Terrorists?
Maybe. There's gonna be a high demand for hackers.
Terrorists? Narcos? I don't think narcos. They're stupid, but I mean,
they're not technologically.
They're not
inclined.
I don't think. Yeah, that's that, and they're not ideological. They just do it because they want. They want to spend money on cars and shit.
Maybe they're gonna be all pimped out with a robot arm.
But I mean, they could definitely be be testing these type of things.
Like
and see what happens.
A metallic chest.
Metallic chest.
They're gonna be like immortal. Órale puto, you can't kill me.
Like imagine enhanced skin. Because that's something's being tested, not like a traditional armor that you put on yourself, but turning your skin into an armor. How do you do that?
Is it possible?
Material science.
God damn.
I mean, imagine to the point where you can turn your skin and it's not flammable. That's material science.
That's amazing science.
Because I've already seen, what they're doing is kind of like, not like a bubble, but like a slime or something like that. That they basically take and they put their hands on, in that, bucket of slime. They put it out, and they put flames on it. It starts burning, right? And you can see the guy's arm is burning up. And he's like walking around like nothing. Obviously he knows it's burning, but he doesn't feel the pain.
And it's really burning? His skin is really burning?
Yeah, so I mean, basically they have like this layer of whatever they put on in the skin, but that's it. You can see his fingers, you can see everything. That's some of the stuff I've seen. So that's an armor. That's just for burning purposes, for defensive burning. But imagine now, it's bulletproof, or I don't know. I mean,
fireman.
Yeah,
that would be awesome for fireman.
I mean.
You need to augment.
Now remember the other thing. Remember, there's this capability called the EMP.
Yes, of course.
That exists.
I
I mean,
play Call of Duty.
that's not something that's just made up in the video games. It actually exists capability. You go on YouTube, put that in there, and you'll see that to the test. So that's a weapon. Already exists. I don't think we've seen it put to use on a larger scale yet, just because of the damage that it can do. Literally bring down economies.
Yeah. But that's I mean, I think if most of the people are augmented in some way, and
Now imagine people carrying around an EMP with them when they know that people around them are augmented. That's how you shut people down.
yeah.
Can't use that shit.
But I mean, if there's people around walking with robot arms, I think you should be able to be walking around with EMP.
It's like guns.
Yeah, it's
gonna
like
be
guns.
like guns.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't know if that guy's gonna go crazy and start killing everyone with his arms.
Yeah.
So I have my EMP with me,
Yeah.
and that guy doesn't know if I'm gonna go crazy and just blow one here. I mean, I'm not gonna be affected by it at all because I'm human, but he is.
Yeah.
Maybe him. Maybe him.
Yeah.
It's
I
just-
mean,
it's that's just another debate. No, people shouldn't be able to carry around EMPs.
well, they're going to. If I mean, it's not gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna take a while.
Maybe like a small 5 feet EMP kind of thing
Yeah, I mean
for personal use.
it's gonna be like before guns and everybody could carry guns. There were these the shock ones, the one the police use on you to shock you and control you. I think that's gonna become even more relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's gonna come back to the market.
Yeah. And everyone's gonna be carrying one.
Yeah.
In
For the
case
same reason.
One of the fucking half robot guys tries to.
For the same reason, because you'll be able to shock people.
And hopefully short circuit their.
And short circuit them, yeah. The same.
At least before the police, until the police can get there.
You know what? I mean, and I think we discussed this before, but and this is kind of like thinking like really like an evildoer, but why not? Remember Mission Impossible 3?
Kinda, yeah.
They put this implant in this girl's. So the beginning of the movie, there's this girl who's like a spy, and she goes undercover, and I think that she was captured. And they put this implant in her brain, which is basically like a tracking device. So when Ethan Hunt or Tom Cruise are going to I don't know what they're doing in that mission exactly, but basically when they get out of the mission, the girl starts getting a headache, and then they put this scanner through her, and they notice something's on her brain. It's a tracking device, so that's how they're tracking them. They want to shoot them down, and the next step is basically somebody on the other side hits some button and she dies, right? So it basically creates an explosion in her brain. So how close are we to that? Because imagine that you capture a POW.
Have you seen the Kingsman?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's the same, yeah. So, but imagine that we all get implants.
Forcefully.
At some point when we're born or whatever.
If you're an American citizen,
control us. To control us.
You must get the implant.
Yeah.
If not, you will forfeit your citizenship.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
That would happen.
Seriously, I mean it's a bad scenario, because number one, social networks. You know what people are. People are putting, I'm on checking in, whatever, right? What are the next steps to that?
Yeah, I mean they can already track our phones.
Yeah.
But what you could forget your phone somewhere. You could forget at home, or you could be like at a different place than your phone. So you need that thing inside your body.
Somewhere, yeah. I mean, it's been happening for ages. Obviously, it happens in the military, but I mean, and the next step is tracking. If you go into a corporation, now you have badges that you can use to track people.
Yeah.
I mean, the pitch right now is that I can tell you who is being productive and who isn't. They call it social physics, right? And that's cool. I understand it and I get it. But what comes after that? I mean, if people are okay with being tracked,
I'm not.
well, see what I mean? But, I mean, it's everything how you frame the thing.
The other day,
will accept it.
The other day, I was in the States, and I was at a place where there was Wi-Fi, and I looked up some directions on Google Maps, and I mapped them out, and I pressed start, and then I was like, oh, well, at least I have this so I can know where I'm going, because I'm gonna lose Wi-Fi, and I don't have 4G or 3G or whatever, and when I was driving with my friend, I turned it on to see the directions, and I noticed that it was moving. It was tracking us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how is this possible? I don't have any sort of connection. How does it know where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, well, like they still send out a signal even if you don't have internet. I don't know if that's true, or if it's just like the telephone is assuming I'm moving that way because I wanted the directions to that, and it's just using the accelerometer or whatever it's called.
Yeah, accelerometer.
Yeah, that. I don't know. Do you know anything about that? Because
no.
If it's possible that this thing is sending a minor signal everywhere it is, I mean, even without a Wi-Fi, they can track you.
They are, yeah.
So I mean, that's scary.
Well, remember like Snowden. You know Snowden?
Yeah.
Have you seen the Citizen 4?
No.
Okay, so that's a documentary. But basically, at the beginning of the documentary, basically you see them arrive at his hotel room, and one of the things that he does is he puts like a cloak thing on top of himself to use the computer, and then he has everybody take their phones and put them in a bag, and obviously turn them off, right? So it's like, oh my God, like he understands the capabilities that they have to get into somebody's phone.
He knows.
He knows. I mean, he's been exposed to that, and for us, we don't think about that type of things. We just fucking go around and,
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't have anything to hide or anything.
Yeah,
like
me
that.
neither.
But still, I mean, why the fuck does someone have my location? Just because if they need it?
Well, I mean, it's all about control, right?
Yeah.
It's all about control
and
awareness, and it's also about, like the iPhone's "Where's my phone?"
Yeah.
It's a service, so they cloak it as a service. I mean, it's useful. Obviously, it has very useful. But there's a trade-off to that. It's also like on the web. People don't understand how Facebook works. They still don't understand. They're still putting fucking pictures on there. They're still doing all this shit, bullshitting around, and they still don't ask questions about how Facebook works. But the way Facebook works is they are tracking your every fucking move online.
Your likes, your dislikes, everything.
Making
a profile.
Everything's tracked, and some people don't never ask themselves how exactly that fucking thing works, right? But that's the I've always tell people, if you have things to hide that you don't want people to know about, don't your people are probably gonna know. Even like when I'm doing consulting with companies, obviously do stupid shit, right? Next thing you know, it's on the web or on a search result. They're like, "Hey, Jorge, how can we eliminate that?" Well,
you can't. Once it's on,
you can't call Google and they're gonna fucking do it, right? I mean, right?
There's some movie.
Don't do stupid shit. Don't do stupid shit. That's it.
Did you see the movie Sex Tape?
Yeah. They put it on the
and they want to break into the servers.
Yeah, the Pornhub or whatever.
It's a funny movie.
So on another note, will we be smarter and healthier in the future?
But augmented or non-augmented?
Well,
because it could be either way.
Yeah, I know.
Because right now, a lot of people are like being healthier. Like, I need to be green, and yeah, but I think there's a movement right now. It's starting, but
the way I look at this question is through the lens of sports.
Okay.
So I watch a lot of basketball, and basketball has existed for 100 years, something like that, almost 100 years, and supposedly today's athletes are better. They're faster, they're stronger, all that shit. But I think they get. I know they get injuries more often.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
And they got the best of everything. They got the best doctors, the best training. They got cryotherapy shit, all this stuff. Cryotherapy is basically they go into a tank, and it's like it's basically a cold treatment to their muscles, so they recover faster. They got all these things. They got the massages. They got all this shit, and they still getting injured. And the game really hasn't changed. There's still a ball. There's a hoop, and there's passing the ball. All this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But people are still getting injured. They eat healthier, supposedly. They travel on planes. Back in the day, people didn't travel on planes. They traveled on buses. They get paid more. You know what I mean?
So do you have like a theory of why they are being...
Well, it's not a theory. It's more like, do any of these things make a damn difference? So
they don't make a difference?
Do they make a difference? The question is the criteria of what is smarter and healthier. What does that mean? Because we can be smarter and healthier without anything. We can.
We can't, or we can?
We can.
Yeah, we can. I think it goes down to eating healthier. Because when I change my diet, I automatically feel more energy and less tired. I don't want to take naps and stuff like that. And it's just because I changed my diet. If I eat bad food, I always feel like drained and like tired and stuff like that. So, that right there just gives you a boost.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing and an attitude thing.
Yeah.
But as you and I both know, people are superficial. You talk about mindset and attitude, and they're like, "What? What is that?" Right? Is that a drug that I can buy? Right? Is that something I can implant in myself? You know what I mean? They want to do it. They want it automatically. You can't work. You got to work for that type of thing.
You got to work for a lot of things.
Yeah. So that's why smarter and healthier. What is the criteria for determining that? Because we can already be that. The thing is, with augmentation, what can we? And from my point of view is, there's certain things that I've already thought about that. Okay, so I could probably use that. Like, for example, ingesting a microchip that acts like my doctor. It can tell me if I'm gonna be sick or something. That's cool. I'd do that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think about it.
A disposable thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about it. For the hell of it, yeah, fuck it. Let's do that, right?
If it costs the same as going to a doctor.
I don't care. That's fine. I'm willing to ingest something electronic into myself to do it, right? I don't know if I'm ready to embed something in myself yet.
No.
But I'm not sure I'm ready to do that. But I'm definitely ingest something for the hell of it to try it, right? But I know that's gonna make me healthier because I understand the technology. I understand that. But and they'll probably make me smarter because it's gonna make me more aware, right?
Yeah.
But now the thing that you don't want it to become is like a video game, like the Fitbits, like all these things. They're pretty much like a video game. They have no use really because people use them the wrong way. They literally think those things are gonna do things for them, and that's the problem. It makes you aware.
I used to have a Fitbit, and I used it as a way to kinda measure what was going on, because I know it's not exact, not even close, because near the end of my Fitbit usage, that thing was telling me that I was burning like 3,000 calories in all the day I was sitting down. So I know it wasn't working well. But when I used to work in Los Angeles and we used to walk every day to get lunch, I used it as a way to know how much I was walking. And I mean that getting that stat for me was interesting because I knew how many miles I was walking every day. And but did I lose weight? I don't think so. Nothing happened. It was just a stat for me.
Yeah.
That's why I use. I could also use the my phone to tell me that same stat, but it's stats for me. It's like a fun fact. Oh, I walk 3 miles every day to go get food. I mean, that's all I did for me.
And you know, I think it's I've never had a Fitbit, nothing like that, and but I know I'm not gonna become addicted to the thing. It's more for me. It's more like how aware can I become of stuff that I didn't know. So that's gonna be interesting to me, but it's not gonna become like a video game where I'm gonna be obsessed with it.
I never ever because in the app you can compete with your friends.
Yeah,
I never did that. See who walks more.
ridiculous,
More steps.
stupid shit.
The only thing, the thing is the company. I think the company is great for a few reasons, and no, they're not paying us to say this. But I do have. I used to have the first Fitbit. I liked it. Then I don't know what happened. Something happened and it didn't work. And I emailed them. And it was like 4 months after I bought it, and the guy sent me the new version free because my one didn't work. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I bought I think it's the Aria scale.
Yeah.
I really like that one, even though it's not like 100% accurate. I really like it because it's giving me stats. It gives you your body fat,
Mm-hmm.
and they say it's a calculation. It's not precise, but still, you it's something more because sometimes you exercise, and you don't lose weight, but you lose body fat.
Yeah.
And that's very important for motivation, and also the scale is like synced, connected to the internet, and it updates your Fitbit profile and it says, okay, you're losing blah 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 pounds, you're losing blah, blah, body weight, blah blah blah. Blah. So for me, that I like stats, it's fun, it's great, I like it. It's stats for me, and but yeah, I just had to say that because I like the Fitbit. I like Fitbit.
Yeah. Now, in terms of being smarter, I mean, I spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff, but really, you become smarter by avoiding stupidity. And if people become more aware of what actually makes us stupid, they will become smarter immediately. And that takes, getting out of your own way and challenging your ego. So, I mean, it goes back to becoming aware of that stuff. But that's people don't want to do that. They really don't.
A lot of people don't want to do it, but I mean, those people are the people who consume the most.
Yeah.
They just consume for consuming.
Like my friend Christian, right? He has bad memory. All right. I put up with that.
Bad memory is as in, oh, I don't remember that you asked me to do this. Or
Well, he forgets stuff. He just forgets it.
Like, hey, remember when we went to that place? And he's like, no, I don't remember.
No.
Or
like you'll be talking about something and he just,
Okay.
It's either an attention thing or something. He just doesn't. I mean, he's not. He doesn't. I mean, he's not. He has to write things down, and something he doesn't even write them down, so he forgets stuff. And I always say that if you want to become smarter, try improving your memory. That automatically increases your smartness. I'm not saying your IQ, right? Because your IQ is more of a how you're like you're not like your brain power. How much you can. It's more how much you can handle, not how much you know.
Like how much RAM you have.
How much complexity can you handle?
Yeah. How much.
That's what your IQ.
How
means.
much cores you have.
Yeah, exactly. Not how much storage stuff you can put in there. That's not IQ. It's how much can you handle, how much complexity at the same time, right? So a lot of people fail at IQ for that same reason. They can only handle one thing at one time, right? So, but if people would take the time to improve their memory, they would become smarter immediately, simply because it takes some time to put together you have to think it through. And just by doing that, it improves your memory. One technique is very simple. It's called the magic castle. So basically, you create a castle in your head. And I've used that before. I didn't know I used it when I was younger, because that's the way I thought about stuff. I just associated stuff. That's why I remember everything. And then I read this book by Einstein's, Walking with Einstein or something like that. That's the name of the book, and they explain how to improve your memory. It's the magic castle. So basically, you imagine a castle, imagine your house, and the stuff you want to remember, since you remember your house and the layout of your house, you start putting things in buckets inside your house. So if you want to remember something, just remember where you put your specific idea or that thing in your bucket in your house. So if this room right here where we're sitting in, you want to call it, I don't know, Adrian's new ideas room. So anytime you want to remember a new idea, associate it with something that's in this room, whether it's a microphone or this thing, the chairs that we're sitting on.
I've never tried it, but I learned about it in Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. They have the Mind Palace thing, which
that's it.
Both people, like Sherlock and some other guy, near the end of season 3 uses, and that's where they store everything.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I personally don't use it as it exists. I use it in different ways, but just associate stuff. I remember shit. I remember even the time of the day, and I mean, it's ridiculous. I remember so much stuff, but the other thing is that, and I think this is, so I mean, how do you become smarter? We can. I mean, there's ways. So one of us, learn how stupid you are, how stupid we are in humans, and be aware of your blind spots. Question everything.
Yeah, that's you
know what I mean? One. And improve your memory. That's how you become smarter. Pay attention. Really, that's it. I mean, there's and I think as we're moving towards the next question is, what kind of superpowers will be radically useful in the future? I'm not really sure which ones, but I'm quite sure which ones I'd like to have. I mean, one is I would like to. I mean, and this is like a big ass fantasy. But remember the Matrix, where they learn how to fly a fucking helicopter?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay, that would be cool. I mean, and I have no issues with learning stuff. I mean, like learning, but sometimes you like to learn a little faster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like there's not enough time in your life.
Yeah.
To learn everything.
You like to learn a little faster
at the pace you should learn it.
Yeah. In that sense, I'm really, really selfish about that, because there's certain things that I say, fuck, I don't want to take the time to learn that. I really like it if we're like the Matrix, just put something in my head and bam, I got that information in there, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's why. But that's definitely a superpower I'd like to exist. I'm not sure if that's gonna exist. I mean, and there's many more that could become real. I mean, I'm not sure if like the X-Men, that's gonna be possible. I don't think that's possible. I mean, at least not in our lifetimes.
Modify our genes to.
Well, there's gene modification. We're already doing that, but again, it's to modify diseases. It's basically to deter as a deterrent, not as to enhance us yet. That's not, as far as I know, that's not something we're doing yet. But I do know that we're doing deterrence with this tool called CRISP. So I mean, if you know basically that you're gonna have a child and they're gonna have some certain disease in their genes, you can go in there and eliminate that strand of the DNA.
Does it affect the child?
No, it cleans them up. Well, supposedly.
Have they done that?
They've done it on animals.
Not
live people yet. Yeah.
That you know of.
That I know of, yeah. But somebody's gonna do it.
Or someone.
And usually
someone has already done it.
Usually, since it's a crazy idea, I know for sure some scientist is gonna do it on themselves.
Yeah.
Simply because that's the way you push it forward. They're gonna try it on themselves.
And with all the technology that's available right now, I think that every day it's easier and easier to do crazier stuff on your own.
Yeah.
And you can even fund it on Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
Or Make Magazine, where all this stuff is at. You seen that?
What?
The Make Magazine?
Make Magazine? No.
I mean, that's where I found like all these do-it-yourself hackers or biohackers. I mean, they're in there. They're trying shit. I mean, and I'm not talking about the ones that that embed stuff in themselves, but the ones who are, how can I control something with my head? You know what I mean? You're communicating through their brains. I think that's interesting too, because we were talking about this last week. Like, what would be an ideal future for the Internet of Things? Well, when we can control something with our minds. I mean, it's really that simple.
I think they even mentioned that in the Call of Duty trailer, that people can share thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that it's so crazy and at the same time like spooky that a video game trailer
talks about that.
Yeah, and it's kind of predicting where we're going.
Remember Judge Dredd?
Yeah.
They're having sex.
Judge Dredd, no.
No, it's Demolition Man. Demolition Man. Yeah, Demolition Man and Sylvester Stallone's having sex with Sandra Bullock through the minds.
Yeah, through the headset.
Through the headset, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
But it saves sex, dude.
Huh?
It
saves sex, but it is not interesting. I think that works better when you're not, close to someone, but because you definitely want to hit that, but you don't want to, doing that when you got somebody close by.
Would that be cheating? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Because
well, see, here's the thing. If we get into that, we're getting to the future of sex. Yeah. And one of the things that's going on in the future of sex is teledildonics, where basically you control, if we're having a long-distance relationship with somebody, it works as is basically something that simulates your dick. And
like a fleshlight? Like a fleshlight?
Yeah, like a fleshlight. And the person on the other end takes that and she can rub that. If you put it on you slip it on
you feel that.
Yeah, you feel that, yeah. Yeah, you feel that. She can't suck on it or she can't put it inside her, but,
it'll get there.
It'll get there, yeah. You know what I mean? But that's the beginning of of long distance sex. That's the beginning. People are trying that shit, which is ridiculous. You can already find these things online and on sex stores. I haven't bought one. Obviously, I'm not try that, but I know so because there's a lot of information on the web about it. But lots and lots of information. I think you can even go on Amazon and buy those things. But but see, that's part of that's part of what we're talking about. That's human enhancement.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, what kind of superpowers will be radically useful in the future? What do you think?
When you ask this question, the first thing that comes to mind to me was that, okay, what kind of superpowers? I'm not even thinking of superpowers. I'm thinking of what would people need to do to keep their jobs? And I was thinking about, like, let's say farmers that are working at a farm. And if they have robot arms, they can do stuff faster and more efficiently and they won't get tired. Well,
there's a dilemma.
What?
Because 45% of the known skills right now in the world will be replaced within the next 10 years by robots.
Yeah, but what if you are the robot? That changes things.
Well, do you want to be sitting there doing that? Or do you want the robot to do it?
What's your alternative? Sitting at home, not making money?
Well, there's the thing. Because if you own robots...
But maybe it's cheaper to pay someone?
Well, that's going to be... Well, that's the scenario that has to be thought through because we don't know yet.
Yeah.
I think the robots will arrive before the hands. They're already here. We're just not...
And then people are going to get robot hands and going to destroy the robots. Take back their jobs.
Well, that's...
That's my next movie.
That's another thing, yeah. That's another thing, yeah. That's another, yeah. Because it's not... You know, that's an interesting scenario. You know, will people fight with robots? Right? I don't think so. Well, I think it's a possibility because there's a lot of stupid people out there who are not willing to learn new skills. Right? They just want to stick to what they've been doing for a long time. But I don't know. That's an interesting scenario. I never thought about that. I would rather be controlling the robots than being a robot myself.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? As I was saying, I'm not to the point where I'm willing to embed stuff in myself yet. I need to understand the thing better before I go forward with that. But I'm willing to ingest stuff to see what that does. What type of stuff that gives me. Yeah. And I think that's the right way to go because it has to do with your health. So if we're talking about jobs that are going to be eliminated, doctors will be eliminated.
Eventually? You think so?
If we had those types of things where you don't have to go to the doctor anymore. Yep. The only reason you go to the doctor is to get something done on you, not to get the report.
But eventually there's going to be a robot that does that.
And that's cool. Maybe the robot's going to be in-house.
I think that...
Maybe the robot's going to be in-house, right?
I think that the only... doctors won't go extinct, just the consultations will go extinct. Because, you still need someone to tell the robot what
the hell to do.
Yeah, what to do, what to look for, what to...
Well, see, there's the other thing. Will you trust the robot to do things on you? And when I say things on you, that's kind of like an extreme, because only if you get in a big time accident will you need an intervention beyond, inside your skin. But for simple stuff like I got a headache, I got my stomach aches or something like that.
I don't know what's the robot gonna do? Like scan your eyes and know everything. You have a headache because this is.
Well, listen, I get a lot of headaches. Probably once a week. So I would love it if there were a way to anticipate when I'm going to have a headache. I kind of know already because I'm allergic to like Santa Ana winds. So when the Santa Ana winds are arriving, I wake up with that kind of like that feeling of, oh shit, this is going to be a bad day. So I can feel that coming. I'm going to get, the running nose and the headaches.
It's the pain from here and it goes down to here.
Yeah. You know what's going to be interesting too? At least for me, like, can you anticipate that you're not going to like someone?
That you're not going to like someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first words that come out of their mouth, you could be
it's going to be a valid conversation. It's going to worth my time. Am I going to get some value out of this?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. You already know.
Intuitively, I already do that, but
you've already talked to so many bullshitters and so many.
Yeah, you can set the patterns.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I know how these people think, how this person thinks, so they're gonna think about this, and that, and now I'm bored already, and I just like, he said, hi, my name is blah blah blah, and I already know that I'm bored with him. It's like, no, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, I think it is possible. Very, very possible.
Yeah. So do you have like a superpower you'd like to have that only, like something enhances you will give it to you?
Maybe, I don't know, robot arms, because I've been saying that throughout this whole podcast.
You want a robot arms?
No, I don't know. There's a lot of things you could do with robot arms. You could build a lot of stuff with robot arms. That you could build a house like in 1 day, 2 days, something like that. Like really fast. Or, I don't know.
I would like to run fast. So here's the other thing. There's exoskeletons, right? We haven't talked about that, but there's already exoskeletons that work in the military, and basically they wear them to
combat.
No, to carry shit.
Yeah. But
enhances their strength.
I think exoskeletons are beta testing for the limbs and stuff like that.
No, they actually wear them.
It's I know, but I think it's like a beta program for that.
Yeah, still, but obviously that's
or even
that's for the military, but it's also for people like old people who still walk and do these things, like my grandma. And she's wearing with stick. I mean, if you put that on her, she's gonna be 80 and running.
Yeah. And again, like Call of Duty talks about it like 2 or 3 games ago.
Yeah. So another question is, will people be discriminated for not being augmented?
Yes. Oh, maybe not this. No, yes. Yes, when it comes to work, if everything goes like it is right now, still goes that way, yeah, a lot of people are. And I think it's going to be on the what's it called, blue collar?
The blue collar side?
Yeah, it's going to be on the blue collar side because, oh, that guy can lift more than you, and you're not augmented at all. You're going to be tired faster, you're going to be blah, blah, blah. So
all right,
we can't hire
so
you.
so you're talking about the business owners are going to want augmented people.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the augmented people are like, hey, you know what, I gotta pay this arm and it cost me like $100,000. I need to pay it off. So
I think
I'm more expensive, but it lasts more.
You know what? I think that's a topic by itself. Maybe we should do that one next week.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the future of work in the niche of augmented.
Yeah.
The augmented future of work.
The augmented future of work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I mean that's like a whole other. I'm just imagining it already, and I'm thinking shit. I hadn't thought about that one.
Yeah, and it goes hand to hand with sports. They even mentioned that in the Call of Duty trailer that the first league to allow and enhance the people to play sports.
God damn, man. Yeah, let's do that next week. Let's do that topic next week.
So it's gonna be like part 2.
Yeah, part 2 of this one, but just focused on the future of work, augmented people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's leave it at that then. So, again, guys, listen. If you have any ideas, any comments you want to share with us about, the future of human physical augmentation, send us a tweet to Jorge Barba and Adrian Pedrin on Twitter, or comment on SoundCloud or even on my blog. See you next week. Next week's going to be a good one again. And have a good one.
Yeah. Peace.